So in this algebraic process 1, the linear equation, in our previous lesson we were able to complete example 1, but we are still on example 2. So we are going to go over this example 2 again so that we will be able to understand it clearly. So the equation 2 is 3x, yes, minus 9 equals to 4x minus 25. Whenever we see a linear equation like this, the first thing to do is to collect the like terms. Okay, let's put it down. When we say the like terms, we mean the terms that has the same variable. As for this term now, it is 3x. So this particular term, this is a term. This is another term. This is another term. This is another term. So in this equation now we have 4 different terms. So if you look at these terms, in this particular terms we have 3x. So there is x variable involved in the term. When you check the other side, there's x here again, which is 4x. So this is also another variable, but they have x in common. There's x here, there's x here. So we are going to bring the terms with x to one side of the equation and the other terms without x to the other side of the equation. That is what we mean by collecting the like terms. That is the terms that look alike. So we are going to put down the equation, bringing down this 3x here. We have 3x. Now we move to 4 with x. But remember one thing, whenever you are moving a term across this equal sign, the sign plus or minus in front of the term is going to change. So we are transferring this 4x to the other side of the equation, and it is going to be written as, instead of plus 4x, it will now be written as minus 4x. Then there's no any term with x here, so we are going to put down our equal sign as equals to. Then let's now first write down this minus 25 that remains in the right hand side of the equation. Minus 25. Then we move this minus 9. This minus 9 will be moved completely to the back here of this 25. And when we are transferring this minus 9 behind across the equal sign, this minus sign will change to plus 9. Remember, when we transfer this plus 4x across the equal sign to the other side, it changes to minus 4x. This time around we are transferring a term with minus sign in the front to the other side, so it will change to plus 9. Now adding up the equations. 3x minus 4x, you were having, let's assume you have 3 buckets in a room, and when you went into the room, you went and picked 4 buckets. It means you are borrowing 1 bucket. Anything you are borrowing will be preceded with minus. So we have minus x, which is minus 1x, but we don't write 1. Whenever we have minus 1 with a variable, we don't write down 1. Instead, we only write down the variable and indicate the minus sign at the front. So minus 3x minus 4x will give us minus x, equals to minus 25 plus 9. This minus 25 means that, assume you borrowed 25. Let's always use bucket as an example. You borrowed 25 buckets and you return 9. How many buckets are left for you to return? You will be left with 16 buckets. which means our answer will be minus 16. Remember, I told you anything you are holding will be preceded with minus. We indicate minus sign to show that you are still holding something. So you are holding 16 buckets since you only returned 9 buckets. Now making, let's say make x the subject of the formula. Making x the subject of the formula. How do we do that? You know, here we have minus x equals to minus 16, but here we say it's supposed to be minus 1x, but there's no need to indicate 1 since multiplying 1 by x will still give you x. So this time around we are dividing both sides by minus 1. So that minus will cancel minus 1 and we will be left with x. So x has now become the subject of the formula. Dividing minus 16 by minus 1, minus will cancel minus 16 divided by 1 is equals to 16. So the value of x is 16. This is for example 2. Check. Let's bring down our original equation. Our original equation is 3x minus 9 equals to 4x minus 25. So let's assume we put 16 here. 3 bracket open 16 minus 9 equals to 4 bracket open 16 minus 25. Let's see if we can get the same value at both sides of the equation. 16 times 3, 16 times 2, 32, plus 16, 58. Here will be 48. Yes, 48 minus 9. Here 16 times 2, 32. 32 times 3, 48 times 4, 64. Yes, 16 times 4 will be 64. 64 minus 25. So let's carry out this subtraction and see if we can get the same value from both sides of the equation. 48 minus 9 will give us 39. So the left hand side of the equation gives 39. Here let's subtract 25 plus 64. Say 60 minus 20 will give 40, plus this 44, 44 minus 5, 39. Of course we equally get 39. So this shows that our final answer 16 is perfect and correct. So we're able to figure out this equation successfully. Now let's move to the next example. Example 3. Example 3. Let's assume we have 3 bracket open plus 2 bracket open y plus 2 equals to 8y plus 10. So in this present example, bracket symbol has been involved in this equation. Whenever you see a linear equation with brackets involved, the first thing that you are going to do is to remove the brackets. That is to solve the bracket problem before you collect the like terms. Now, solution. Let's now open this bracket. we have 3 to open the bracket. Bracket means multiplication. So whenever you see a bracket in a mathematical expression or mathematical equation, it means multiplication. Bracket always stands for multiplication. So we are going to multiply the number outside the bracket by all the terms inside the bracket. 3 times y, 3y, that is y into 3 places will give you 3y, plus 3 times 2 will give us 6, equals to 8y plus 10. So our equation has become a linear equation without bracket. This equation looks alike with the format of the previous example, which is 3x minus 9 equals to 4x minus 25. So we're going to do the same thing here. Now I'm collecting the like terms. Collecting the like terms, we have 3y. So we are going to transfer this 8y to this side of the equation, and it is going to give us, since it was plus 8 before, it is now giving us minus 8y. So we change the sign. Now this plus 6 will be transferred to this side of the equation, equals to 10, that is plus 10. We don't need to indicate plus, we just put down 10. This plus 6, when transferred across the equal sign to this side of the right hand side of the equation, it changes to minus, plus change to minus, then 6. 3y minus 8y. You have 3 buckets in a room. You went in and picked 8 buckets. You borrowed 5 buckets, isn't it? So we are writing down minus 5y equals to 10 minus 6, 4. Oh, sorry. 10 minus 6 will give 4, of course. Minus 6, 4. So we stop at minus 5y equals to 4. Let's put it down again. Minus 5y equals to 4. Now divide them both sides. Divide both sides by minus 5. Whenever you see an equation like this, the same thing applicable to the previous equation where we make x the subject of the formula. Whenever you see an equation like this with only 2 terms, meaning one term at the left hand side of the equation and the other term at the right hand side of the equation, you have to divide both sides by the coefficient of a particular unknown, that unknown variable, which you are looking for its value. Here unknown variable is y, and the coefficient of y is minus 5. We mean a number in front of y, or term, or any complex expression in front of a particular variable is the coefficient of that variable. So we are dividing both sides by minus 5 because minus 5 is the coefficient of y. For example, let's assume we have 2x equals to 4, and we are asked to find the value of x. We will say we will divide both sides by a coefficient of x, which is 2. Dividing both sides by 2, x now will be equals to, these 2 we cancel these 2 since they are the same. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 1 times x will give x. 4 divided by 2, 2. Let's assume you have 3 equals to 6x. We are still dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 6. So here we have 6 and 6 are the same. So 6 divided by 6 will give 1. 1 times x will give you x, and 6 divided by 3 is 1/2 equals to x. So just rearrange the equation and have your final answer, 1/2, which is final answer. So we are going to apply the same thing in this our example. So here we have minus 5y equals to 4. So we are now having minus 5y divided by minus 5, since 5 is the coefficient of y, equals to 4 divided by minus 5. Minus 5 will go with minus 5. Minus 5 divided by minus 5 will give you 1. So 1 times y will give y. So 4 divided by minus 5. Just transfer this minus to the upper side. So we are going to have minus 4/5, because it means you borrowed 5 buckets. You divided it by 4 people. Each of these 4 people is owing minus 4/5 buckets, and is going to return them, of course. So this is our final answer. Note: very important notice. In arithmetic operation or any mathematical operation, the operators, that is the positive and negative signs, are often considered in this order: plus times plus is equals to plus, plus times minus is equals to minus, minus times plus is equals to minus, minus times minus is equals to plus, plus divided by plus is equals to plus, plus divided by minus is equals to minus, minus divided by plus is equals to minus, minus divided by minus is equals to plus. So in any arithmetic operation, the operators are considered in this way. You should memorize this operation and keep it at the back of your mind. Whenever you have this in your memory, you will hardly make mistake in solving mathematical questions, especially the arithmetic operations and even the algebraic processes. Because whenever you are dealing with terms, transferring terms, opening brackets, and all other mathematical operations, you should always consider the sign in front of a particular term. Always consider the term the sign in front of a term, the operator sign, because they really affect our mathematical expressions when we are solving calculations. So the linear equation will be terminated here in part 2. Okay. So in the next video we are going to touch a linear equation with fractions, linear equations involving fractions, in our next video.